Let's get the latest in the business world. Local shares edging slightly lower today. Business reporter Chris Kohler joins me now live. Chris, the markets are following the lead from Wall Street today. Nothing too dire, but we're talking about red rather than black.
Right, it's not too dire, and it could have been a lot worse. We are 0.2% or 11 points lower this morning as I speak to you, 6,647. Banks and miners both pushing lower, but as you said there, the lead coming straight through from Wall Street, which dropped around 1%. So really, when you consider that there are no major data to speak of today in Australia, it could have been a lot worse here at the open. The reason that Wall Street dropped as it did was that Federal Reserve Chair Jay Powell said that there's really no need to be talking about 2 rate cuts coming at the next meeting in July. Now, there was an increasing call for that to be the case, so a bit of a tantrum as the market reacted to that. Of course, locally, we have got our own RBA interest rate decision to look forward to on Tuesday, and we are looking at an 80% chance of a cut right then and there. So that's one to look out for. Of course, markets are also keeping a close eye out for the G20 summit on Friday. This is all international stuff that the local investors are looking at. But if we just look back at the local open this morning, we also see that Afterpay, one of the better performers this morning, that's interesting, up 2.6%. The co-founders committed to not selling any of their shares in the next financial year. This is amid the AUSTRAC audit or investigation that has been announced recently. So seeking to assure investors there, and it seems to be working.
Right, so they're saying, don't worry, our money's where our mouth is.
Exactly.
The G20 will be a huge watch, obviously, with trade. The other aspect that I was interested in on the Fed there that you mentioned, because you've got Donald Trump, basically, this is something we're not used to in our political sphere. Donald Trump saying cut rates, and the Reserve in the US is saying we're independent, so some pushback there.
Yeah, we're absolutely not used to seeing that here. They weren't used to seeing that in the US before Donald Trump came along as well. But yeah, certainly some pressure coming from the president to the Federal Reserve Chair, Jay Powell, saying, look, you know, I want to get rid of him if he's not cutting rates as we hope. Now, of course, they're saying that we are in fact independent. And look, really, the news seems to be that the economy is telling them to cut rates rather than the president here. They're saying that, look, the economic data that we're looking at is supportive of rate cuts, which is why the market had been increasingly expecting a 50 basis point cut coming in July. But now that seems to have a bit of cold water poured over it. But certainly cuts are coming. Yeah, it seems to be more about what's happening in the economy rather than what's happening from Donald Trump's tweets. But yeah, unheard of, really, to see that sort of pressure.
Probably a good thing to do to base it on the economy, if I can editorialise in that way. Chris Kohler, thank you.